Good morning everybody, Tom here with Keto Lifestyle, and welcome to week number 2 of the 2019 Keto Cut. And this week has been a fantastic week for me, if I do say so myself. And we will get to that in just a little bit. But while I'm sitting here, answering YouTube comments and responding to emails, the things that a good YouTuber probably should do, and I don't always have time for during the week, I'm also sitting here sipping on a Zip Fizz. Guys, if you have not tried these yet, I'm in no way affiliated with them, but it's like 80 milligrams of caffeine, a bunch of vitamins, pretty good amount of electrolytes. There's definitely, I think it's 400 milligrams of magnesium and 1,000 milligrams of potassium, which obviously on keto you do need your electrolytes, so I try to have one of these every morning. Check them out if you are not familiar. But what I wanted to talk about while I have you guys here is my approach to keto, and then we'll get into, this week's weigh-in and all that fun stuff. But I've been seeing a lot of things come up lately where people are, banning ingredients for keto for no apparent reason, or trying to define the proper keto macros. And I honestly don't buy into any of that. Now, do your own research, figure out what works for you, but if it works for you, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's the most ridiculous thing ever that people are changing their approach that's working for them because they read some thing on the internet that says, oh, you can't have soy on keto, you need to be at least 80% fat, you can't have more than 10 total carbs. Like, I've been seeing stuff like that pop up, and while that may work for some people and that may be optimum for some people, for others you can be a lot more relaxed. For myself, I focus on keto as more of a lifestyle approach, which is why this channel is called Keto Lifestyle. My idea here is if I have ketones in my blood, so if my body is naturally producing ketones, then I am burning fat. Is it the optimum way to do it? Maybe, maybe not. But it works for me and no one can say otherwise. So I allow myself to have ingredients that some people would say aren't keto for no reason. We addressed this in the past with soy, people saying soy isn't keto. There's nothing about soy that will affect ketosis in any way, but there are other reasons, hormonal specifically, to avoid it. But if you can deal with soy and you don't have those issues, then I have no problem with it. So my approach to keto is very much the simplified version, where it's like, look, keep your fats, at least 70%, 70 to 80% is a good range. Keep your protein in that 20 to 25% range. Keep your carbs. I try to stay under 20 net a day. If I go a little over, it's not going to kill me. And as long as I'm getting the result, I am happy. If I want to change that for, some performance reasons, or I'm not feeling the best or whatever, I will adjust accordingly. But my point here is do what works for you guys, and don't let any of this BS you read on the internet affect you. But that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish answering some emails, get going on my day. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump right into the weigh-in. Now, since no one really seemed to mind me not stepping on the scale, and again, it seems really boring to spend 15 seconds of a video to watch my feet sitting on a little platform and some numbers pop up, I'm just going to go ahead and put the graph right here, that way I can talk to you guys about the results. Now, this week's lowest weigh-in, which was also today's weigh-in, was 231.6. Now, if you remember, we started this cutoff at 236.4, I believe. So that's a pretty significant weight loss. That is 4.8 pounds in 1 week, which, that's pretty healthy, I think. I think about 1 to 2% of your overall body weight a week is actually a pretty good amount to lose. So I am very, very happy with today's weigh-in. Now, that being said, if you look at the graph here, it's not all like that, right? Your weight loss is going to be bouncy. The overall trend is down, but some days you'll go up, some days you'll go down. I weigh myself a couple times a day because I don't necessarily trust the accuracy of most scales, so I'll step on it 2 or 3 times in a row, or if something feels funny and I've seen the numbers jump a lot, I might weigh myself in the morning and then in the evening, just so I get a better picture. Now, this does result in more, peaks on the graph, but to me it gives me a little bit more data points, and I do like looking at data. So for week 1, I think that was a success. 4.8 pounds, perfect. Now, I am going on a beach vacation in about 17 days, so I'm trying to get myself under that 225 mark by the time I leave. I think I'll look pretty good then. Now, that by no means will be the end of this cut. I'm going to keep this going until basically June 25th when I leave for KetoCon, but I think under 225 will keep me looking good when we're down on the beaches. Now, in terms of what I have planned for today, it's actually going to be a little bit simple of a vlog, and it's probably going to be a short one. I basically want to go through my closet, clean out all the garbage that I have from when I was bigger, maybe try on some of the old clothes, and then we're going to donate all those clothes. And then I've just got a couple other little things to do around the house. I'm going to fast most of the day, actually. I might have a little snack here and there because I've got a dinner at a Brazilian steakhouse tonight, which I don't know if you guys have ever been to one, but they have people bringing around like giant chunks of meats on swords, and they're actually not seasoned with sugar like you would at like most like Asian steakhouses or whatever. So I find that going there is a really good way to get a lot of food for a relatively low amount of money. They've got a good salad bar at most of them, so you can get your greens in. but you know, they bring around really fatty cuts of meat. I'm talking beef ribs, ribeyes, that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited. I'm going to save as much calories as I possibly can for that dinner because I like to eat. I like to feel full after a meal. That is one reason that I do intermittent fasting, is because I love to just have that big meal and feel completely satisfied when I am done with it. But since it's about 10 o'clock now, it is time to get rolling on my day, so let's go clean out the closet. Well, as many of you people know that have lost weight or are trying to lose weight, eventually you have to start getting rid of your fat clothes or your clothes when you were bigger and replacing them with smaller stuff. So today I think I'm just gonna go through and purge my drawers, my closet, and I'll probably donate it all to Goodwill, but I wanna go out and buy clothes that actually fit me. That way, you know, I feel like I've lost the weight. I feel good about myself, but I currently have no room. So let's see how much stuff we can pull out of there, and I'll probably throw some on and show you guys what I used to wear. So I just wanted to show you guys real quick what I used to wear. Now this is the first suit jacket I had when I graduated college, kind of right when I started, shortly before maybe even I started losing my weight. And I actually had to go to a specialty store to have this thing made because I was too big for your conventional sizes. So if this gives you guys an idea here, hold on, step back a little bit. Maybe that helps. I was definitely a big guy. I don't remember what the size on this thing is. It's not written on there because it's kind of custom made, but clearly this wasn't right. Now let's try on some of my old jeans. All right, so the jeans that I have on now, these are 44 32s. Currently I wear like a 36, sometimes a 34, because men's sizes actually don't correspond to inches like they should, even though they say 36 inches. Doesn't always mean that. But anyway, I'm a 34 or 36 now. These are a 44. So these are pretty much the pants I had at my biggest. And let me show you guys how they look on me now. Gotta hike these things up so that you guys don't see more than you bargained for getting into this video. So this is where we are currently at. Now obviously I never want to get this big again, so I'm gonna go ahead and donate all this. I think I'm probably gonna keep one pair of these things just in case I want to, you know, shoot some transformation photos or remind myself of where I used to be on days when I feel like I'm not making much progress anymore. But the majority of the stuff is going to Goodwill, and hopefully can find a better home. Well, now I kind of have something special planned for you guys, and it's kind of just going to be like an impromptu taste test, because while I was at my local store, I think it was Albertsons where I found these, I got a hold of some of the Killer Creamery. Used to be known as Killer Whey, and back when they were called Killer Whey, I actually really wanted to try some of this stuff. And it's kind of expensive to have ice cream shipped because they have to pack it on a bunch of dry ice. Dry ice is pretty heavy, etc., etc. So we have the Chilla Vanilla and the No Judge Mint. So I'm gonna try this, but before we do that, it is time for the weekly POK. That's right, proof of ketosis, TM. And just again, to prove to you guys that I am doing this keto, there's no, you know, foolery going on here. I am in ketosis this whole time we're doing this cut. So let's check the blood ketones. .9. All right, well, that's better. I like to be above 0.1. Again, it's a little low for me, but that's still not bad. I'm happy in 0.9. That's, you know, I'm definitely in ketosis. My body's running on ketones, and I'm losing weight. As you guys saw from this week's weigh-in video, I'm definitely losing weight at a very reasonable rate, and I'm actually happy with that number. So now we're gonna get into that taste test. Now, while shooting this video, I discovered something very interesting and cool. My couch can hold a pint of ice cream in each cup holder. Now, why exactly is that useful? Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. So, we're here to taste, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Chilla in Vanilla. This is Killer Creamery now, and it's only 2 net carbs per serving. A serving is half a cup, 140 calories, 14 grams of fat, 11 grams of carbs, 2R fibers, 7R erythritol, so that makes it 2 net, and 3 grams of protein. So in terms of keto ice cream goes, this kicks the hell out of Halo Top or any of those other ones, but let's see if the taste beats those other competitors. Alright, so this is the vanilla. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it has a real kind of like chalky mouthfeel, and it tastes like if you were to just make homemade whipped cream, like, use your mixer and some heavy cream and a little bit of stevia, add some vanilla to it, and stick it in the freezer. And that might actually be what they do. I'm not 100% sure, but like a Halo Top, before you eat it, you have to put it on the counter for about 20 minutes, right? This stuff's been out for 40 minutes, and it's still pretty hard to break through. So I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you guys, with the vanilla, and I wanted really badly to like this stuff because the macros are great for keto, but I don't know, it just tastes like a frozen whipped cream, and I honestly love Halo Top's vanilla beans, so that's what I'm kind of comparing it to. Now the macros in here are much better, but we'll give it another try. I think it grows on you, but the texture is not perfect ice cream, and it kind of feels fluffy in the mouth. If you've had it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But save yourself some money. Make some whipped cream, so half a cup of heavy cream, whisk it with your electric mixer, throw some stevia in there to taste, add a little bit of vanilla if you want the kind of flavor, and stick it in the freezer. It'll taste the exact same, I promise you. Now we're gonna try one that's not so easy to make, so that would be the No Judge Mint. Macros on here, pretty much the same, 140 calories, 14 grams of fat, 2 net carbs, 3 grams of protein. Now, one thing, it is not green, which is pretty cool because I find every mint chip ice cream in the world is green, and I don't really know why that needs to be done. But let's try this one. Same kind of weird grainy texture in your mouth when you first bite into it, but as it melts, again, it does kind of feel a little foamy on the tongue. But the flavor of this one's actually really good. In terms of mint chip, and I'm not a huge mint chip fan, to be honest with you, but it is a good flavor, and there are chunks of chocolate mixed into here. So we'll give it one more taste. Second time around, yeah, same thing. Kind of weird, grainy texture on the front end. It gets kind of foamy, almost like a whipped cream, and then the mint really sets in. It's pretty good though. I prefer the mint chip over the vanilla. In all honesty, guys, the macros are far, far better than that of any of the other, keto-friendly ice creams in the market. So for that reason, I'm gonna up the score. Flavor-wise, I'd probably, and like texture-wise, compared to real ice cream, I'd probably give it like a 2 out of 5. But the fact that they're, the macros are just so much better, I'm gonna give it like a 3, 3.5, because when it comes to converting things to keto, and I've even experienced this with my own recipes, you're never gonna get it perfect. Like, it's just, the ingredients aren't the same, they don't have the same properties. So I'm willing to give them a pass on the texture because the flavor is good, but Halo Top's vanilla bean is still better. But for the macros, in terms of keto, they're great. 3.5 out of 5, I think I'll give it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am back from that steakhouse, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I didn't eat to the point where I was like, needing a dolly to wheel me out of there, but I had a pretty good amount of food and it felt amazing. I'm not even gonna try to estimate the calories there because I really have no way of knowing, but you know what? That's okay with me. I'm not too worried about it because I've had, a really successful week. It's kind of a treat, and I'm gonna stay in keto. It's all pretty much meat and salads is what I had. But with that, guys, it is time to close out the video. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to follow me on this journey, or you want to check out the recipes that I release once a week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll put a link right there or right there. I'm not sure which side it'll be on. If you like the video, leave it a like. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them in the comment section. I do read them and try to respond to all of them, guys. But with that, I will see you in the next one.